What if I told you that every time you see 1111, it's not a coincidence, but a message, a signal from something far deeper than you ever imagined? Edgar Cayce uncovered its meaning, and what he revealed could change the course of your life forever. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never see 1111 the same way again. Have you ever glanced at your phone, your watch, your car dashboard, and there it was again? 1111, too precise to ignore. Too frequent to be random. You start to wonder, am I imagining this? But according to Edgar Cayce, you are not imagining it. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, discovered that these repeated numbers are not mere coincidences. They are spiritual signals, nudges, breadcrumbs left by the universe, guiding you to something far greater, your higher self, your soul's path, and even the choices that shape your future. You see, Cayce spent over 4 decades in deep trance states, accessing what he called the Akashic Records, the cosmic library of all human experience. And in those records, he found something remarkable about numbers, patterns, and the way the universe communicates with awakening souls. Right now, you might be thinking, it's just a number. But what if I told you that every 1111 you've ever seen was a doorway, a mirror, and a message from your soul? And Edgar Cayce not only explained why, but revealed how it predicts your future. According to Edgar Cayce, the universe speaks in symbols. Symbols are the language of the soul. Numbers, in particular, vibrate with energy. And among numbers, 11 is what he called a master number, a number of spiritual insight, awakening, and connection to the divine. Edgar Cayce said that when this number appears doubled, 1111, it is amplified, a cosmic signal telling you that your thoughts, your intentions, and your soul are aligned. It's more than a coincidence. It's a call to awaken, to pay attention, to step into your potential. During his thousands of readings, Cayce repeatedly emphasized that the soul is always seeking to communicate with the conscious mind. But most people are too busy, too distracted, too caught up in the material world to notice. 1111 is one of the ways your soul breaks through that noise. Think about it, when you see 1111, what happens? You pause. For just a moment, you stop whatever you're doing. That pause, that moment of awareness, is exactly what your soul needs to get your attention. You're not alone in seeing it. Every day, thousands of people around the world notice 1111 flashing in their lives. And the interesting thing? Edgar Cayce discovered that it appears most often during times of transition, moments of deep questioning, or periods when the soul is ready to evolve. Think about it, have you noticed it when you were making an important decision, or about to speak a truth you had been holding back? Maybe it appeared when you were questioning your career, your relationship, or your life direction. That's not random timing. That is your higher self signaling, you are ready. Pay attention. Cayce taught that the soul is constantly working to align your human experience with your spiritual purpose. But it can't force you. It can only invite you, guide you, show you signs. 1111 is one of those invitations. And here's the part most people miss, Edgar Cayce didn't just call it a number, he called it a code. A code that carries your soul's blueprint, your life path, and the choices that will define your future. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what it's telling you. Edgar Cayce discovered that 1111 is a reflection of perfect alignment between your conscious mind and your soul. Let's break this down. 11 represents insight, intuition, and spiritual awakening. It's the number of the spiritual messenger, the bridge between the earthly and the divine. When you see a single 11, it's a gentle nudge from your soul. But doubled 11, as in 1111, creates symmetry, a gateway, a spiritual portal. It's like looking into a mirror. The first 11 represents your human self, your conscious mind. The second 11 represents your soul, your higher self. When they appear together, separated by that colon, it's a moment of perfect alignment. Cayce said, the numbers you encounter are mirrors of your inner state. Seeing 1111 repeatedly is a reflection of what is stirring inside you. It is not external. It is internal, but expressed externally through synchronicity. This is why some people see it constantly while others never notice it at all. It's not that the number appears more for certain people, it's that certain people are in a state of spiritual awakening that makes them receptive to these signals. Edgar Cayce taught that synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, are how the universe orchestrates our spiritual growth. When you see 11, you're witnessing synchronicity in action. Your soul is coordinating with the universal intelligence to present you with this symbol at precisely the right moment. But here's what Cayce discovered that changes everything: these synchronicities don't just happen to you. You're actually creating them through your own vibrational state. The more aligned you become with your soul's purpose, the more synchronicities appear in your life. So if you're seeing 1111 constantly, congratulations. You're not going crazy. You're awakening. Your soul is becoming more active in your daily life, and the universe is responding by presenting you with more and more opportunities for alignment. What if I told you that the 1111 you see isn't just about the now, it's about the choices you will make tomorrow, next week, and even decades from now? Edgar Cayce revealed how this number can predict the trajectory of your life, if you know how to read it. According to Edgar Cayce, timing is everything. Life is not random, it is a sacred choreography. The universe presents opportunities when the soul is ready to respond. But, and this is crucial, you always have free will to choose your response. 1111 appears not to control your life, but to offer a chance for alignment. Cayce described it as a checkpoint, a moment when the veil is thinner, and your intentions carry more weight. He said, "This is the time to be mindful, for what is chosen now will echo across lifetimes." You see, Cayce believed in reincarnation and karma, the idea that our souls return to earth again and again to learn and grow. Each lifetime presents opportunities to resolve old patterns, heal ancient wounds, and step more fully into our divine nature. And 1111 often appears at moments when we're being offered the chance to make soul-level choices that can accelerate our spiritual evolution. Think about the last time you saw 1111. What was happening in your life? What decision were you facing? What pattern were you being asked to break? That wasn't coincidence. That was your soul saying, "Here's your opportunity. Choose consciously." Edgar Cayce taught that certain moments in time are more spiritually potent than others. 1111 represents one of these moments, a portal, a gateway between dimensions of consciousness. When you see 1111, for just that instant, the barrier between your conscious mind and your soul becomes thinner. Your thoughts, your intentions, your prayers, they all carry more power. This is why so many people instinctively make a wish when they see 1111. On some level, they understand that this is a moment of spiritual opportunity. But Cayce would say that simply making a wish isn't enough. This is a moment for conscious intention, for aligning your human will with your soul's purpose. It's a moment to ask not just, "What do I want?" but, "What is my soul calling me toward?" And here's the truth, you are not waiting for the universe to guide you. Edgar Cayce discovered that you are magnetizing these moments through your own energy. The more aligned you are, the more signs appear. So if you're seeing 1111 constantly, congratulations. You're awakening. When you see 1111, Edgar Cayce would recommend what I call the sacred pause. Stop. Whatever you're doing, pause. This is your soul's way of getting your attention. Breathe. Take 3 deep breaths. This helps you shift from your busy mind to your heart center. Ask. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What choice is being presented to me? What is my soul trying to tell me? Listen. In that moment of stillness, listen to your inner voice. What guidance emerges? Align. Set your intention. Choose consciously. Speak your truth, even if it's just to yourself. Act. If action is called for, take it. If patience is required, practice it. Trust the guidance you receive. Cayce emphasized that these moments are invitations to act consciously, not to fear them. They are the universe's way of handing you a moment of power. But that power must be claimed through conscious choice. Edgar Cayce said, "What occurs outside is a reflection of what occurs inside." This applies powerfully to 1111. If you are filled with love, gratitude, and clear intention when you see 1111, it's a confirmation that you're on the right path. It's your soul's way of saying, yes, keep going. You're aligned. If you are filled with fear, doubt, or confusion when you see 1111, it's not a punishment, it's an invitation to examine what needs to shift inside you. It's your soul saying, let's look at this together. What needs healing? What needs clarity? The number itself doesn't judge. It doesn't reward or punish. It simply shows you where you are spiritually, so you can choose where to go next. Stick with me, because in just a few minutes, you'll understand how 1111 can be your gateway to rewriting your future. And why ignoring it may mean missing your next breakthrough. Edgar Cayce also spoke extensively of spiritual guides, energies, beings, or higher aspects of yourself that help you navigate life. He taught that seeing 1111 may indicate that these guides are near, offering clarity and support during times of transition or decision. But Cayce stressed something crucial: they do not act for you. They respect your free will completely. They wait for permission, for invitation, for conscious cooperation. That is why awareness and conscious action matter so much. When you see 1111 and pause to listen, you're opening a channel of communication with these higher aspects of yourself. You're saying, I'm ready to receive guidance. I'm ready to act on what serves my highest good. This is why meditation and prayer were so important in Cayce's teachings. The more time you spend in conscious communion with your inner guidance, the clearer these communications become. And 11 becomes less of a mysterious sign and more of a familiar friend, a gentle reminder to check in with your soul. According to Edgar Cayce, humanity is in the midst of a great spiritual awakening. More and more souls are incarnating with the purpose of raising the consciousness of the planet. If you're seeing 1111 regularly, you may be one of these souls. Cayce taught that advanced souls often choose to incarnate during times of great change and challenge on Earth. They come with specific missions: to heal, to teach, to demonstrate love in action, to help humanity evolve. But when they arrive, they often forget their purpose. The density of physical life, the challenges of growing up in a world that doesn't understand spiritual realities, all of this can cloud the memory of why they came. 1111 serves as a wake-up call for these souls. It's a reminder of their true nature, their deeper purpose, their connection to something greater than the material world. Each time you see it and respond consciously, you're remembering a little more of who you really are. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand 1111, you'll know how to use it to transform your life, align with your soul, and step into a future you choose consciously. Here's what Edgar Cayce discovered that can revolutionize your understanding of 1111. Every time you see this number, you're being offered a choice point. Not just any choice, a soul-level choice that can shift the trajectory of your entire life. These aren't usually dramatic, earth-shaking decisions. More often, they're quiet moments of choice. Will you speak your truth or stay silent? Will you choose love or fear? Will you trust your intuition or dismiss it? Will you take that inspired action or talk yourself out of it? Cayce taught that it's these seemingly small choices, made consciously and repeatedly, that create the biggest transformations in our lives. Each time you see 11 and choose alignment over unconsciousness, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways and shifting your vibrational frequency. Over time, this creates what Cayce called the pattern of the soul, a life lived in increasing harmony with your deepest purpose and highest wisdom. When you begin responding consciously to 1111, something beautiful happens. Your choices start creating ripple effects that extend far beyond your personal life. Edgar Cayce taught that we are all connected at the soul level. When one person raises their consciousness, it affects the whole. When you choose love instead of fear, truth instead of deception, courage instead of comfort, you're not just transforming your own life. You're contributing to the healing and evolution of all humanity. This is the true power of 1111. It's not just about personal awakening, though that's beautiful and important. It's about collective awakening. It's about each awakening soul becoming a beacon of light for others who are still finding their way. I know some of you might be thinking, this all sounds too good to be true. Maybe it really is just coincidence. Edgar Cayce would say that doubt is natural and even healthy. He never asked anyone to believe blindly in his teachings. Instead, he encouraged people to test them, to experiment, to see what works. So here's your experiment. For the next 30 days, every time you see 1111, practice the sacred pause. Stop, breathe, ask, listen, align, and act. Keep a journal of what happens. Note what thoughts were in your mind, what feelings were in your heart, what situations you were facing when 1111 appeared. At the end of 30 days, look back at your journal. See if you can identify patterns. See if the guidance you received proved helpful. See if the choices you made during those 1111 moments led to positive changes in your life. Cayce always said that the proof of spiritual truth is in its fruits. If working with 1111 brings more peace, clarity, and joy into your life, then whether it's scientifically proven becomes irrelevant. What matters is that it works. Voiceover hook. Now here's where it gets really powerful. Edgar Cayce discovered that 1111 isn't just showing you where you are, it's showing you where you're going. And the choices you make in these sacred moments are literally creating your future. This is perhaps Edgar Cayce's most profound teaching about 1111. These moments are not just reflections of your current spiritual state. They are opportunities to consciously create your future. You see, Cayce taught that the future is not fixed. It exists as a field of potential, and our choices in the present moment determine which potential becomes reality. 1111 represents a moment when your power to influence that field of potential is greatly amplified. Every time you see 11 and respond with conscious intention, you're literally voting for the future you want to experience. You're sending out a vibrational signal that attracts matching experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. This is why keeping track of your 1111 experiences is so important. Over time, you'll start to see how the intentions you set during these moments manifest in your life. You'll begin to understand that you're not just a passive observer of synchronicity, you're an active participant in creating it. Edgar Cayce taught that each soul comes into incarnation with what he called a blueprint, a plan for what it wants to learn, heal, and accomplish in this lifetime. But this blueprint isn't a rigid script. It's more like a theme, a general direction, a set of potentials waiting to be activated through conscious choice. 1111 often appears when you're being offered the chance to align more fully with this blueprint. It's your soul's way of saying, remember why you came. Remember what you're here to do. The opportunity is right in front of you. Sometimes this might mean taking a leap of faith, leaving a job that doesn't fulfill you, ending a relationship that has run its course, or starting something entirely new. Other times it might mean finding deeper purpose and meaning within your current circumstances. The key is to listen to what your soul is calling you toward and to trust that the path will unfold as you take each conscious step. One of the most beautiful things about the 1111 phenomenon is how it connects awakening souls around the world. There's an invisible community of people who are all receiving these same signals, all being invited to wake up and remember who they really are. Edgar Cayce taught that souls often incarnate in groups, supporting each other's growth and evolution across multiple lifetimes. If you're seeing 1111 regularly, you may be part of such a soul group. A community of beings who have come to Earth at this time with a shared mission of healing and transformation. When you respond consciously to 1111, you're not just serving your own awakening. You're contributing to the awakening of your entire soul family. You're helping to anchor higher consciousness on the planet. You're participating in what Cayce called the New Age, a time when humanity will remember its spiritual nature and begin living from love instead of fear. So here's the moment of choice. Will you continue to see 1111 as a curious coincidence? Or will you embrace it as the sacred invitation it truly is? Because your soul is calling, the universe is listening, and your future is waiting to be created. Imagine you are standing at a crossroads. Not a physical crossroads, but a spiritual one. Every day, the number 1111 appears in your life. Each time, you have a choice. You can dismiss it, rush past it, treat it as meaningless coincidence. This path leads to more of the same, more confusion, more feeling disconnected from your purpose, more wondering if there's something more to life but never quite finding it. Or you can embrace it. You can pause when you see it. You can listen to what your soul is trying to tell you. You can align your choices with your deepest wisdom. You can trust the guidance you receive and act on it courageously. This path leads somewhere entirely different. It leads to a life of meaning, purpose, and joy. It leads to relationships that truly nurture your soul. It leads to work that feels like a calling rather than a burden. It leads to a deep knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came here to do. Edgar Cayce discovered that every soul faces this choice, over and over again. The choice between consciousness and unconsciousness. Between fear and love. Between settling and soaring. 1111 is simply the universe's way of making that choice visible to you. You may not see the full path yet. The soul's journey unfolds one step at a time, one choice at a time, one 1111 moment at a time. But Cayce reminds us, the soul always knows the next step, and 1111 is your reminder to pause and listen for that guidance. Remember, you are not a victim of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of fate. You are a powerful, creative, divine being having a human experience. Every time you see 1111, you're being reminded of this truth. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Your soul doesn't appear in your life randomly. If you're seeing this number repeatedly, it's because you're ready for what it represents: conscious living, purposeful choices, and alignment with your highest potential. Trust the process. Trust the signs. Trust yourself. Your soul knows what it's doing, even when your mind feels confused. 1111 is just the knock at your door, the gentle tap on your shoulder, the whisper in the wind saying, "Wake up, beloved. It's time to remember who you are." Edgar Cayce spent his entire life demonstrating that we are so much more than we think we are. That we are connected to infinite wisdom, infinite love, infinite possibility. That synchronicities like 1111 are not mysterious accidents but natural expressions of our spiritual nature. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself. You are a soul on a journey of awakening, remembering, and returning to wholeness. And 1111, this simple sequence of numbers, it's just the universe's way of saying, "I see you. I recognize you. I'm here to support you on your journey home to yourself." The question is not whether these signs are real. The question is, what will you do with them? Will you let fear keep you small, or will you let love expand you into who you truly are? Will you dismiss the magic, or will you embrace it? Will you ignore the call, or will you answer it? Because right now, in this moment, your soul is speaking. The universe is listening. Your future self is cheering you on. And all of creation is holding space for your next conscious choice. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself. And 11:11, it's just the knock at your door. What will you do when you answer? Remember to like this video if it resonated with you, subscribe for more insights into the mysteries of consciousness, and share your own 1111 experiences in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to begin their own journey of awakening.